All right, the MLS playoffs kicked off this week. Both New York clubs are in the mix. NYCFC, they're going to face off with FC Cincinnati and start their best-of-3 first-round series on Monday, while the Red Bulls, they start against the defending champs, the Columbus Crew. That'll be on Tuesday. Here with me to preview both of these series is a former midfielder for the Red Bulls and current host for MLS on Apple TV, Sacha Kljestan joins me. Sacha, what's going on?
What's up, my man? Thanks for having me.
Oh, glad to have you as always. Always good to talk some MLS soccer with you. So let's start with NYCFC. And looking at that matchup for them against FC Cincinnati, what do you think will be the key factors that could give NYCFC the edge over Cincinnati in this best-of-3 series?
New York City's got to have a good start to the series, right? They're going to go away and play in Cincinnati for the first game. It's going to be tough. It's always been a hard place to play over the past couple of years, but New York City comes into this series with a lot of momentum. I think they had a good regular season, and they're one of the teams that I have picked to upset in the first round. I think they can take down Cincinnati, who has really backslid into the playoffs by not doing so well over the past 4 or 5 weeks. So the key is get Rodriguez on the ball, get Morales on the ball, get Wolf on the ball, and feed the ball to Alonso Martinez up top. He's the goal scorer. He's the guy that's going to be a key player throughout the entire series.
Yeah, Alonso Martinez, he's the engine that makes them go. Now, you have them in an upset here, but FC Cincinnati, they've been strong this season, particularly at home. What challenges do you think NYCFC will try to face in trying to contain players like Luciano Acosta, and how do you think they'll respond to that challenge?
Yeah, that's the key, is stopping Lucho Acosta. He's one of the best players in the league. I voted for him for league MVP again this season after he won it last year. He's small. He's crafty on the ball. He's tidy. He's got magic in his feet. He can make a moment of brilliance out of nothing. So it takes a team effort to always keep an eye on that number 10, always know where he is, always make the game physical, make the game hard on him. But then you can't forget about other guys too. Yuya Kubo has stepped up and been able to score goals. Luca Oreshano, the left-sided winger, often likes to come inside. And NYCFC has to just keep an eye on their key players to make sure that they're always in the game.
All right, let's move over to the New York Red Bulls because they're up against the defending champion Columbus Crew in their first match. What can the Red Bulls do to keep Columbus from finding their rhythm?
I think the Red Bulls need to try to put the game on their terms, which what I mean by that is Columbus is the best team in the league at dictating the game through possession. They get on the ball, they can stretch you out, they pass really well. They're a very confident team. Red Bulls need to get up in their face and make the game ugly, make the game tough, make the game physical, and really try to put the game on their terms. Easier said than done when you're playing a team as good as Columbus Crew is.
Yeah, definitely easier said than done. Red Bulls will have their hands full in this matchup. And part of the reason they're going to have their hands full, Sacha, is because we saw the Columbus Crew, we saw them look dominant last year in the playoffs, especially in key moments. So how important do you think the first game of this series will be for the Red Bulls to try to set the tone, and what should they focus on in the game one if they want to steal that game?
Well, the first game is very important. Listen, last year during this round of the playoffs, the team that won game one won every series, right? So if you lose in game one, you can pretty much count that you're out of this one. So you've got to go into the first game if you're the Red Bulls. And like I said, put the game on their terms. And just like I said for New York City, making the game hard for Luciano Acosta on FC Cincinnati, the Red Bulls need to make the game really hard on Cucho Hernandez for Columbus Crew. He's their key player. He's an MVP finalist. He's the guy that has the magic, that can make plays out of nothing, that can score brilliant goals, but also make brilliant assists. So that's what the Red Bulls need to do. Make the game hard, make the game fast, make it ugly, and make sure Cucho Hernandez does not beat you.
All right, they got to make that game ugly if they want to try to win here. Now, Sacha, in terms of momentum, I have a feeling where you might go with this, but in terms of momentum and form, which New York team do you think is better positioned to make a deep playoff run this season, and why?
It's New York City FC. They've got a better opportunity to go in and have an upset in round one. I think they can take down FC Cincinnati, and I've actually picked them to do so. After that, though, it gets tougher. Then they'll have to take on Columbus, most likely, who I think will beat the Red Bulls. But New York City has shown the propensity this season to not be scared of the challenges that they face, to play good football. And they've got some really talented players on the field. So especially after this first round, where it's a round of 3, the next round is single elimination. So who's to say New York City can't go on the road to play a team like Columbus and do a snatch and grab and get 3 points and move on?
That's right. Anything can happen, right? Anything can happen in single elimination if they can advance and get that far. Final thing for me, Sacha, with an eye on the whole league, Who do you believe has the strongest chance of winning the MLS Cup this year, and what do you think it'll take for either the NYCFC team or the Red Bull squad to make it to the final?
Inter Miami is by far the favorite. They set a points record this year for the best regular season ever in MLS history. They've got Lionel Messi, who is the GOAT, the best player of all time. They have the opportunity to go on and do the double, so to speak. So that's winning the Supporter Shield and then winning MLS Cup. So they're the number one favorite. In the West, you've got LAFC and LA Galaxy, bitter rivals who I expect will meet in the Western Conference Final for a chance to play against Inter Miami in MLS Cup. But for the New York teams, you're going to need to ride your luck, and you're going to need to get hot. So your key players need to step up. For New York City, Alonso Martinez, he's going to have to catch fire and score a bunch of goals. For New York Red Bulls, Emil Forsberg is the star of the team. He has to be the leader that he is and the high-paid player that he is and score some goals in these playoffs as well.
All right, there you go. So for your final, you have Inter Miami and one of the LA squads.
LAFC would be my choice to win the West because they have home field advantage. And Inter Miami, I think, is going to lift the cup.
You think Inter Miami is going to lift the cup? All right, we will see how it all goes down. MLS playoffs are underway with the Red Bulls and NYCFC getting going later this week in the next couple of days. That is Sacha Kljestan, host for MLS on Apple TV. Check him out there. Sacha, always a pleasure talking Major League Soccer with you. We will talk again soon.
Cheers. Thanks.